make sure. I want to see if I can get myself logged on here. Okay. Just kind of getting set up. Well, hello everybody. It's
Hello.
Garden Deb here. And we just thought we'd let you know about the RV show in Ocala this year. So far, uh, we've got a few plans what we're going to do. But about the show, it's March 4th through the 7th. It's at the Ocala Horse Park, and that's at 11008 County Road 475 in Ocala, Florida. And on Thursday, well, the admission's $5, but on Thursday they have a buy one get one free discount, so that's pretty nice. And military and first responders, any day of the show, get $2 off on their ticket. Parking's free, and um, they do have dry camping available, I've been told, for $10 a night. So that's what we plan on doing. We're gonna dry camp Thursday night, Friday night, and maybe Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So our goal is to visit on Thursday. We're going to go live, broadcast live, starting about noon, and our goal is to visit General RV and Sunshine State RV. They have mostly Class B's. The Class B's will be there, and Spike's down here. Come here, Spike. Come here. So come here.
Spike, can you come this way?
So we're going to primarily look at Class B's. But come here, Spike. Oh,
It's got a bump its little head.
Oh, there's Spike. Say hi, Spike. Whoa, there we go. So we're going to look primarily at the Class B's, and if we have some time, we're going to look at some small Class C's. Some people call them B pluses, but they're really a C. So we're going to do that Thursday, and Friday is going to be our day. We're just going to wander around and look at everything. So hopefully we'll get everything filmed on Thursday. But we might go live again Friday. So if you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell, you'll be notified if we do go live. And so that's our kind of our plans. Let's see, the weather's going to be really nice. It's supposed to be the high is the mid 70s, and the lows will be like in the mid 50s. So that'll be pretty comfortable.
Perfect weather.
Yeah.
How about rain? Do you know if it's going to rain?
It might rain Friday, and it might rain Sunday, I think the weather said. Chance of rain.
Maybe in the afternoon. That's usually when it rains in Florida.
Yeah.
From my experience.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah. So that's our kind of our plans for right now. We're also kind of figuring out what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, and we're wanting to travel out west again. We like going out west. I guess if you live on the East Coast, you like to go out west. If you're on the West Coast, you like to go out east. But we really enjoy the West Coast. So, what were your crazy thoughts on places you wanted to see?
Well, since our daughter moved to San Antonio last year, it's always nice to go to San Antonio for a little bit and hang out with them for maybe a week, and then head further west. And we were going to do that this past December and January. However, we were surprised because it was going to snow there in Fort Stockton, where we were. We left, I think it was 2 days, December 29th probably. We left because snow was coming in. And we did see some snow on the way back to San Antonio. Mm-hmm. So that kind of cut our going out west trip short. So I'd like to go further west. There's just lots of places to see. Maybe go down to Big Bend National Park in Texas on the Pecos River, and go down and see Tombstone again in Arizona. It's a fun place to visit. And Bisbee is really nice. A little town in southern Arizona called Bisbee. It's an old copper mining town, and I had a cousin who lived there, and I didn't realize it was so cool until we visited ourselves probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's time for another Bisbee trip. And maybe Tucson, see family there, and then go on out to California. We've never RV'd in California yet.
Right. Tucson's got something that you have to make plans for. They call it the Boneyard. It's at the Air Force Base there. It's a big, big boneyard of airplanes, of old military planes. But I think you have to have a week or 10 days advance notice so they can do a background check on you before you go into the place. Even though I'm retired military, I still have to go through that process. It's just, which is only fair, but it's like thousands of airplanes, jets, and helicopters, and big transports, and they're all like mothballed there, which is really pretty neat. And so we like going to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. We camp out there.
Yeah, we
And-
like going to the military campgrounds. They're some of the best campgrounds we stay at.
Yeah. So that Davis-Monthan is really pretty neat. And then also we're wanting to head further west and maybe go to the Great Salton Sea. A lot of people say why. They say it stinks and it's nasty and it's rough, but it's stuff. It's like, something to see.
That's why we're going.
Yeah.
It stinks and it's crazy.
Yeah, and Spike will go crazy smelling the fish, right, Spike?
Yeah.
But we like seeing stuff that's kind of unusual. That's what's great about traveling. When you have a small motorhome like a Class B or even a small C, it's just a great way of seeing America. You can get in there and you can drive, and you get tired, you can pull over somewhere. It's not, you don't have to have a big campground to go to with full hookups and all that, especially if you have the right batteries and stuff. Like we have some good lithium batteries, so we're all set.
Yeah. We thought about going out that way. Last summer, we really took a long trip when we went up to Yellowstone. So we're thinking, where can we go next? And we talked about Death Valley and the Salton Sea. And Gar here was like, well, I wonder if we can get a camping site, if there'll be any availability at the Death Valley National Park. So I said, well, let's call.
I wanted air conditioning. I figured we'd probably need air conditioning there.
So we called, and the park ranger was very nice, and she assured us that in July there would be absolutely no problem just driving up and getting a spot, because she said that the highs were about 120 and the lows were about 100.
Yeah, middle of the night, 100 degrees.
So we changed our plans, and we just went through Nevada, where the temperature was nice and hot, not nice and extra hot.
Yeah,
It was fun. Anywhere we go is always fun, because we like to see the curiosities and the interesting things, or the seldom seen things, probably Salton Sea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's been there personally.
We know a
We'll
lot
be
of
the first in our circle of friends.
Yeah. Let's see. David. Okay. Well, that was a message for something else. Okay. So there's I was gonna say the Salton Sea. I put a question out on Facebook, asked people about it, and people said, "Why do you want to go there? It stinks." And some people said, "Yeah, it's a really cool place to go. It's really neat, and you have to go see Slab City too."
Mm-hmm.
So I do appreciate the warnings about going there, because it gives you an expectation of what you're going to find. So now I know that it's probably going to be a very stinky place, and you don't want to drive off road because you might get stuck in the sand. So take plenty of food and water with you, and we're just going to travel out there. It's right near Quartzsite, so we're going to see that.
Yeah, we have to see that. We haven't been there.
Yeah, and then let's see what else we wanted. We also wanted to see Death Valley, so that was it's right there, kind of all in the same place, in Joshua Tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to go the full route on Route 66. The parts you can drive on. So maybe we'll head out to California, further out, and get at the beginning of Route 66 and drive to Chicago. I don't know. It's you never know. It's always possible, because when you're retired and you're not on a schedule, you can just be very spontaneous. And
I just get homesick. I want to come home.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's
after 2 months.
It's kind of funny. I don't mind being on the road, but the moment that we turn the nose toward the house and say, well, let's head home, then it's kind of it changes the feeling where yeah, okay, let's get home now. But it's just kind of weird because I could go another week or two and not even thought about that. So it's just kind of interesting. But has anybody got any questions? I see there's like 11 people watching. Is there any questions about the show or anything that you'd like us to do while we're there? If, maybe if you go to the show, it'd be nice to maybe all camp together in the same spot. If you're going to overnight there at the parking lot, you can look for our van. And it's kind of easy to recognize the Silver Beyond with no awning.
It says Camping Coastie.
It says Camping Coastie on the back. So if you see it, just give us a call or a text. Just leave a message on Facebook here or on the channel here, and I'll find it. But okay, let's see.
Oh, there's something.
How are we liking the transit? We really love our transit. It's very nimble. It's got a lot of power. The fuel mileage, we get about 14 and a half, 15 and a half miles per gallon. And we enjoy driving it. It's handles good. And somebody else asked, so we really do like the Transit, the Beyond. And then somebody asked, how's it compared to our other RVs? Well, we used to have a road trek, CS Adventurous, and it was the Mercedes. I loved the headlights in it. It had the really nice HID projector headlights, and it was nimble, but it was dark inside, and it had a few little problems, but it seemed like screws came loose out of the wood, like little shells would fall or stuff, and so we ended up wanting something a little bit bigger. We thought we'd try something a little wider, a little more room, and we looked at the Pleasureway XLTS, and we really did like it. It was nice, except it had a 3-way refrigerator, which from day one gave us issues. So we ended up trading it in, and we got the Beyond, and we really like the Beyond. I mean, to me, it seems like it's better built. We had less issues with the Beyond than we did with our Pleasureway. We had a few little problems, like the steps stopped working on the Pleasureway. Just little tiny issues. The cabinets wouldn't stay open with the Hefla door props on the cabinets, stuff like that. But the Coachman, we've been very, very lucky in ours. I know some people have problems with theirs, but with any RV you're going to have problems, it seems like. But the Coachman has been very good for us. That was a good choice for us to buy. It gets us back into a small, nimble RV. We can just travel anywhere. Yeah. And then what's the other question we just had? Somebody asked?
Merlina Lee. Hello, Merlina. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on getting your new is it a Coachman next in 3 months? I guess a Coachman. Yeah. Congratulations. I think you'll enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody. Some people probably don't want to be in a small van.
Right.
But there's plenty of room for me. Sometimes I compare it to the night that we went to a casino. We drove up to Tunica, and we were in our Scion XB, like a little boxy
toaster.
Yeah, a little toaster. And we got there before our room was ready. We got there too early, like I think it was about 3 a.m. So we said, we'll take a nap in the car here. So we laid our seats down. I think I tried getting in the back and there wasn't enough room to lay down. Yeah, so we laid our seats down and we slept for about 3 hours, and then I thought somebody was going to have to bring a hoist to get me out of my seat because I was so just stiff from laying in a
car,
reclined car seat for 3 hours. So I always say that the Coachman is a whole lot better than that, but that's kind of silly because that's really not giving it the credit that it deserves. But like I said, not everybody wants one the size of the Coachman, but we do, and it works for us. It's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I'm glad our videos are helping you, Marlene. And let's see. We've only been to a couple of kind of BLM properties. They were actually they were federal campgrounds, but they were actually little campgrounds.
Yeah.
we've been on a lot of dirt roads as we travel out west, and I haven't had any problems, but we don't get on real rutted roads. But
Mhm.
we've been on some pretty crazy dirt roads out west, and we just have the regular two-wheel drive Beyond. It's not a all-wheel drive,
Mhm.
and it hasn't been any problems yet. But like I said, I don't really go on off-roading in it because if I had a problem, it'd be too expensive to call a tow truck, I think.
Yeah, we've tried to go to BLM lands. We
Mhm.
saw a real nice campground just outside the north gate of Yellowstone, but it was full.
Mhm.
So we went on down the road, and actually we stayed at a really nice rest stop.
Yeah.
But we've tried to go to BLM lands. We even got some maps, but it just hasn't worked out a lot for us yet. We've stayed in the national forest
Yeah,
quite
national
a few
forest.
times. Me, Bill, or Gardner. I call him Bill. The secret's out. It's Gardner
Yeah,
William,
Gardner William.
so I call him Bill. But me, Guard, and Spike, and the
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
Yeah, there were some serious mosquitoes up there near
Yeah,
Yellowstone.
just happened, just this last trip, just to Yellowstone, we encountered a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah. Hi, Chuck. The Summit bike rack. I kept the trays that the tires rest in. Um, I might build me something later on. I just maybe like a hitch mount box. I might mount those on top of it to make like a bike rack that I could carry my bikes and a box in the back, a bigger cargo box. But it was pretty amazing when I took that rack apart because the rack itself was kind of heavy, and I took the rails off and I just had the frame left. It was really pretty light. So even though it said it could carry 100 pounds of bikes, I think I probably took 15 pounds of rails off it. So I feel comfortable in that little cargo box I put on there, and putting 20 or 30 pounds in it. And I don't think that's a problem. But I did keep the rails, so maybe a future day I'll have a project to build. Just add some more things to do on the RV. It's always fun to change them up and make little modifications. Kind of like I had the little tail lights to it, the little LED strip on the back, and I also ordered a door. What do they call it? I think it's a door stop. It sits on the rail. It's got a little dip where the ball rolls into it on the rail, and it'll hold the door. It's like a door holder. So I just want to kind of wait till it warms up a little bit to install that, because I have to glue it on with some JB Weld. But yeah. So any other questions, anybody? I saw that you were was it Marlene? Was it not Mar? Yeah, Marlena. Excuse me, Marlena. Yeah, 3 or 4 months. We had to wait for our pleasure way about that long, and it really it seemed like a long time when they told us that, but in reality, it went pretty quick.
Yeah.
And Chuck, yeah, glad the videos are good for you. We enjoy making them. We have a lot of fun. Spike gets involved in them too, right, Spike? Yay. Spike's kind of like always here with us. But yeah. So if you can make it to the RV show, it's going to be a pretty neat show. So we're gonna dry camp there. So if you're spending the night, just kind of look for us, and hopefully we can all just kind of get together in the area and just enjoy the show. And if you want some stickers, I got some little Camp and Coastie stickers. If you'd like one of those, I can give you one there, or if you want, I can mail you one.
The nice thing about this show is you won't have to put up with I-4 traffic or the traffic around Tampa, because Ocala is a nice smaller town, and it's not as hectic.
Crazy. Yeah.
So that'll be a lot better, because I'm not a big fan of I-4.
Yeah, and
I don't like that road.
The question about Spike riding in the van, he likes it. We've discovered that if he wants to go out and go for a walk, he lets us know.
Oh,
and
thanks, Reiki lady. Thank you.
But
and good to see you listening.
Yeah, hi. But Spike does enjoy riding in the van, And in fact, you can't let him loose because if he's not on a leash, he will run. But he did get out one day and say truck ride. He'll jump in the truck, which is pretty good. It's a good thing. But yeah, he does like riding the van. He doesn't like riding the back seat though. But
Neither do I.
neither do most people. I mean, it's okay for a short distance. We put our daughter back there. She's like, what, 35?
So, yeah, 36. Yeah,
36.
That was a hoot because we'd go over a bump and she would bounce. Luckily, she was seatbelted in, of course, so she didn't hit her head on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's pretty bouncy back there, but it's a van, it's a cargo van, So
yeah. Many years ago, I had a Volkswagen Campmobile, and it was the same way. So it's just the nature of a van.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's any other questions, I'd like to hear them. And other than that, we're gonna just get ready to head out to the show in Ocala. We got to. I still got to sanitize. Start down south. Thank you. We love trying to help out other people with the videos. It's a lot of fun for us. I enjoy it. Deb enjoys it, and it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, we got to just sanitize our freshwater tank and load up some food. Oh yeah, go ahead, Chuck. What's your next question?
Sounds like Columbo. One more question.
Yeah, one more thing.
We like Columbo.
I love Columbo show. It's pretty fun. But just load up the food and some clothing, some camera gear, and I got a new stabilizer. So hopefully my videos are going to be a little more stable. Let's see. Are you thinking of your trade in your Beyond for a B plus? No.
That's what we had last time.
Yeah, we really love the van. Cascading. Don't understand the cascading. So we're not going to trade them for a B plus, but we like to look at them. We like looking at all of the small RVs. Yeah, our van it came with the Sumu Springs, which really helps carry gives it more load carrying capacity, and so that's a good addition. It's standard on the Beyonds from Coachman.
That's good because we added those Sumu Springs to our Pleasureweight XLTS. I don't even think it had Sumu before we added it.
Yeah, so still looking, Judith. I guess
maybe some at the show.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the show, or you can always contact General RV?
General RV or Sunshine State.
Becky.
Oh, okay, the inverter. Down on a bit it says cascading. Can you explain? The cascading. Yeah, what is that? That is I believe that's if you're linking. I'd have to look into that. I'll respond back in the video if you check back. But I believe that has to do with something with linking one inverter to another inverter. I think that's what it is when you're cascading one inverter to the next. So I'll check into that. Just can't think of it off the top of my head, but I believe it has to do with the inverters linking them. So, and let's see. Oh yeah, Reno.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
I heard this was the last show of the year. I don't know if that's a fact. That might have just been for sensationalism on another video.
Yeah.
But I guess you can always just Google RV shows.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the RV shows, that's one thing about it. That's why we're really excited to go to this one in Ocala, is because it seems like a lot of them have been canceled because of COVID and that. We did go to the one in Tampa earlier, and there was a lot of people. There wasn't as many people as there normally would have been there, probably about a fourth of the people. But they had rules of what you could do when you were there, which was good. I mean, it was, there was a lot of protocols you had to follow. And one of them was that if there was somebody in a van or inside of an RV, you couldn't go in until they came out, which kind of makes sense. It's a confined spot. But the problem was that I would be waiting and waiting and waiting, and a family would be in there, and they would maybe spend 20, 30, 40 minutes in there. So I'd walk over, look at another one, and as I walk over, and somebody they would walk out, and the next group would walk in there, and so we didn't really get to see much that at that show. See,
Judith, thanks for watching that last one, and glad you'll be watching this one.
yeah,
It
appreciate
should be
it.
fun. Um,
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. You said getting your 22C in April, and you'll probably have a bunch of questions. First RV, congratulations. Just give me see, you can send me an email if you have to. Just Gardiner, my first name, Gardiner, Gardiner, at Team Snyder, TeamSnyder.com. And you can send me an email that way. And glad to answer any questions I can for you. Being a first-time RVer, there's a lot of questions. It's kind of overwhelming at first, but then you go, that's not that bad. Well, once you do a few things, it gets pretty good.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I don't have the knowledge base he has, but I'm fine getting in there and doing everything I need to do, except maybe when there's a problem, like with that module you had replaced.
Oh yeah, the BM160.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what to do then.
Yeah.
So glad you were with me.
Take and get it fixed.
As always.
Yeah, and Judith, thanks for recommending me to people. I appreciate that, and I'm glad my videos help you. I mean, I really do enjoy helping people. Let's see, I guess like 25. Seeing your live stream started. All right, yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Yeah. Welcome to join. And even your husband enjoys my videos. Well, I try to be different. I try to be a little more entertaining and not so strict. And thanks, Chuck.
But you're being yourself, You're just being yourself.
Exactly. That's right, yeah. Ricky. You do learn through experiencing. For example, when you go out, if you go to dump your black tank and if it were to pop off, or something come out, you'll make sure that you won't do that again. You learn. So, but life is a learning process, everything you do. But being a first-time RV owner, like I said, there's a few things that you'll have to know right away. But after that, it starts to come pretty easy. And
you learn a lot just from traveling, though, and seeing this country. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if it happened. Hopefully, it'd be just your gray tank, not the black tank. So, one tip: when you do go to dump your tanks, make sure everything's all hooked up good and tight, and just pull the gray tank and let it drain just for a few seconds, or maybe a little bit, just to make sure that it's all set up before you pull the black lever. Pull the gray, test it, push the gray back in, then pull your black tank, and then that way, if you do have a problem, you'll know just gray water. But yeah, so let's see what else we have. Some other questions out there. Okay. Well, like I said, the RV show, it's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. We'll do a live stream on day one, starting about noon. And the weather should be good that day. The next day, back to the Tampa show. We didn't really get a chance Deb and I just to enjoy it ourselves. I was busy filming and stuff. So on this show, Thursday will be our live stream day of the show, and then Friday's going to be just for me and her and Spike to enjoy the show and see some stuff and have fun.
Silly.
Yeah, be silly. But if there's something I really want to show, I might just go live. Do I think Pleasure Way will be there? I don't know. I've been trying to call some of the dealers to see what they're having, and I haven't had much luck lately. But I doubt that Pleasure Way actually will be there because they didn't come to the Tampa show. Most of those, they might have some models might be there, but I don't believe anybody from Canada will be there because of just the fact of crossing the border with the COVID. But I do know that coachman that Nick Recchio is going to be there, and if you've never met Nick, I'll tell you that he's a very very how would you say very interested in learning what people think about his product. He wants to hear if you have an issue with it and you tell coaching about it, he'll try his best to make sure that it's fixed in the future. Maybe like future models will be changed. He's always trying to improve his product line.
Yeah, very dedicated.
Dedicated
I'd say
is a
he's
good word.
dedicated. Yeah,
Mhm.
he believes in his product and he wants to make it the best he can.
Yeah.
And he cares what his customers think and feel about his product.
Mhm.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, so Nick will be there, but I don't think anybody from Canada, uh, Pleasure Way or Road Trek, any of their uh, top people will be there.
Or leisure travel from Canada.
Or
right?
leisure travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you met Nick? Yeah. He's an interesting man. I remember the first time I met him, and that was we were kind of already leaning toward a Galleria at the time, and we met him, and there was a CrossFit sitting next to it, and he said, "Why don't you take a look at that CrossFit?" And we walked over and looked at it, and he told us all about it, and I said, "That's what we're gonna get."
Yeah, they sat and talked. Spike and I just walked off to the snack bar, got a
Yeah.
drink, and then came back, and they were still talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He really cares.
Yeah. But I really would like to see some of the new pleasure ways because they have that new touchscreen in them, and it's a really interesting looking touchscreen where it has a state of charge meter in it now, which is a big improvement because on our pleasure way we didn't have a state of charge. It just told you how many amps you were using, but you really didn't know what was in your battery unless you calculated it yourself. So you'd have to say, well, I've used 5 amp hours by doing this and 30 by doing that, and nobody does that unless, well, some people might, but not me. And so having a state of charge meter is really good, and so hopefully there will be some pleasure ways there I can see. If there are, I'll make a video on that new control panel. But any other questions from anybody? And if not, we'll go ahead and end this so we can start doing a few more things around the house. Yeah, Gardiner, Gardiner, Gardiner at Team Snyder, TeamSnyder.com. So, but yeah. So if there's no other question, oh, let's see. All right. Well, thanks, Judith. All right. Thanks, Chuck.
Okay.
And we'll see you guys later online somewhere. And hopefully if you make it to the show, say hi. If not, just check us out when we go live Thursday at noon.
Yep. Thank you all, each and every one of you, for tuning in. And we'll talk to y'all next Thursday.
Yeah. See you guys then. Take care,
Bye.
everybody. Goodbye.
How long was that? You know?